Alright guys, what's up? Tom Hayes here with another video. Today I just quickly want to talk to you about actually the 70% rule, alright? And this is something that most people are missing out on. Most people don't understand what this is. And I see it time and time and time again. There's so many people that I'm working with, students in the course, students in my programs, or whether it's just people in our Facebook groups and in the community that are just, kind of caught up in what's going on. And so many people fall victim to the trap of paralysis by analysis. And yes, you've heard this before, but hear me out for a second, because I see it again and again. All right, you see the Lambos, you see the people living the lifestyle that you want, but you want to be 100% sure before you invest your money and before you pull the trigger on that product, right? So you're doing your due diligence, and you need to be. But here's the thing. So many people are looking for the silver bullet. They're looking for the one product research technique. They're looking for the one course. They're looking for, the perfect product. And then after that, they're looking for, the perfect packaging, the perfect logo. They want everything to come together perfectly. And let me tell you something, that as it comes down to it, you're going to end up failing because you're such a perfectionist. And the thing is, if you want your, money to be 100% guaranteed, then you are going to go put it in, some kind of a fund with the actual government that's actually secure, and you're going to earn 1 or 2%. You're never going to actually be at the point that you can just pull the trigger and jump into this thing and guarantee you're going to have that money back. But if you're 70% confident that what you're doing is going to work, then I encourage you to go after it. I encourage you to stop telling yourself and, pushing your supplier and making up excuses and just being like, oh, well, what if this doesn't work? What if it doesn't? But the thing is, you're never going to know if it does or doesn't until you go for it. All you can do is your due diligence as far as the actual information, your product research. You're going to do the best that you know how with the information that you have currently, and reserve the right to kind of learn and adapt as you move forward. Now, so many people out there right now are going about this alone. They're trying to learn from YouTube. They're trying to learn from, forums or Facebook groups, and they're just asking the questions they need answered. And I think part of that too is that they don't have a mentor that's directly pushing them to help them actually guide them through this journey and get their first product off the ground. Because let me tell you something, even if that first product doesn't work out, even if that fails, your confidence level goes through the roof. Yes, you just lost money, but guess how much you just learned, and guess what? You have actual experience. So many people know so much about product research. They know so much about, PPC and about product listings and keyword optimization and how to rank, but they haven't gone and actually applied it. And that to me is someone who doesn't know that, all right? If you haven't actually taken the action, you haven't actually been in the trenches, you're not someone who's actually going out and taking action and applying what you're learning, then all of a sudden you just have basically the education. You don't actually have the backing and the experience to have that true knowledge of how this whole thing comes together. All right, in theory, it's one thing, right? So in theory, practice and theory, the same thing, but in practice, they're not. And that applies here. I strongly encourage you guys, and the people that I'm working with as well, and everybody else too out there, to either go and get a mentor, because that's what changed everything for me, all right? That to me is the cheapest, most efficient route. Whether that's me, whether it's somebody else, I encourage you to find someone who's gone through this. Instead of listening to everybody else in the groups that is telling you, oh, do this, oh, do that. A lot of those people haven't even done anything. And no offense to you guys, I get you're all trying to help each other, but until you've gone and done this time and time and time again and actually seen results from it, then I don't think you have the credibility to go up and actually start helping other people either. All right. So at the end of the day, find a credible mentor, find a credible blueprint, but then also start believing in yourself. Start having some confidence that this is actually truly going to work. I see people that wait, they find a great product, right, within maybe the first month, but they wait another 4 to actually launch it. And within those 4 months, there's a ton of other people that come into that space. Everything's kind of shifted. It's changed. Whereas if they would have established their position and pulled the trigger right away, they, for all I know, and from what the kind of the data showed us and everything else too, they probably would have been dominating that category, bringing in 20 grand a month, all right? And here's the hardest part for me is that I can only help you learn the fundamentals. You have to go and apply it. And at the end of the day, this whole business is on you. And entrepreneurship is learning about self-accountability, all right? It's literally personal development, self-development, and like all of a sudden you just shifted. You don't have this boss. You're an entrepreneur, which basically means you sign up to be a lifelong problem solver. And I want people to start resonating with this message, because it's not the pretty way to say it, but it's the realistic way to say it, because that's what you're doing. You're not reporting to anybody else anymore. You're reporting to yourself, which as long as you can actually put something in place, you can hit your goals, you can write stuff out, you're structured, you utilize your time well, then that's fantastic. But so many people say, oh, I don't want to work for somebody, oh, I don't want this. But then they're like, how do I do that? How do I do this? And they're asking questions, and they're getting, either poor advice from people that are so-called gurus in this industry that, claim to dominate it, or they're learning from people that, are newbies that are learning and just kind of relaying information that they just learned but haven't been actually gone and applied, all right? Start taking action. Start taking what you've learned and actually applying it, okay? Don't be afraid to go for it. Don't be afraid to strike out, all right? If you fail, you actually don't truly fail until you quit. All right, so maybe you have a setback. Maybe your first product doesn't work. That's fine, but you did something. So get out there, get after it. If you need someone that's going to hold you accountable, you need someone who's going to answer your questions, you need someone who's going to be there, go seek out that person, all right? If you need to contact your supplier and stop giving excuses and pull the trigger, then do it, all right? Stop delaying your success, all right? The faster you can fail, the faster you learn, the faster you move forward, all right? And hopefully you don't fail at all, but it's kind of inevitable that some things you're going to have setbacks on. But get out there, get after it. If you found some value in this, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and join us in our Facebook group. All right, guys.